behind her back. Without hesitation, she steps into the small open horse cart and begins her last voyage. From the surrounding crowd comes one roar of insults after the other. The driver swings the whip and the carriage rolls slowly down the street. Not long ago, she was Queen of France and one of the most powerful and wealthy women in the world. Today, she will be executed in front of the people of Paris. She's dressed in a simple white cotton chemise. Her judges wouldn't allow her to wear black mourning clothes because they feared it would arouse the sympathy of the crowd. Earlier this morning, the executioner had come to the cell to cut her hair. She hadn't protested. She was tired. She'd been bleeding and hadn't eaten much for the last couple of days. Pulled by two large white horses, the cart moves through the streets of Paris. The crowd screams at her, but she remains calm. As the carriage passes the window of an artist, he manages to make a sketch of the woman on the way to her execution. Her husband, the king, was beheaded half a year ago on the same square as she will be. He faced death with dignity, she was told. When the revolution broke out, her loyal servants urged her and her husband to flee, and one summer night they left the city with their children. She closes her eyes. She can see their faces, their beautiful smiles, and her husband. She will soon join him. Through the night, they fled towards the nearest allied country, disguised as a Russian noble family. They got as far as to a small town not far from the border. But the local postmaster recognized the king, and they were arrested and escorted back to Paris. They were only 32 miles from safety. In Paris, she was locked away with her children. But one day they took them away. They had to wrench her 8-year-old son out of her arms while she begged for compassion. Every day she looked out the small window to get a glimpse of him, but they turned him against her. Her heart broke. The night before her execution, she wrote these final words. This 16th of October at 4:30 in the morning. My God, have mercy on me. My eyes have no more tears to weep for you, my poor children. Farewell, farewell. The cart has arrived at the square. Her eyes fall on the guillotine. It holds the blade in its mouth. She steps down from the carriage and climbs the scaffold. Without assistance, she accidentally steps on the executioner's foot and apologizes. Then she kneels and utters an almost inaudible prayer. Goodbye, my children, once again. I go to rejoin your father. And then the blade fell. Marie Antoinette was no more. It was on the 16th of October 1793 on Place de la Révolution, now Place de la Concorde, where cars and buses drive on the soil that once witnessed what happened. This story is from Travel Tales Paris. If you're going to Paris or dreaming of it, you'll find interesting, fun, scary, and sad stories about people and places in this magnificent city. The books are created to motivate children to read more and to share knowledge. Find them on the App Store. Happy reading, Young Writers Guild.